Hello and welcome to the wonderful world of English language classroom. Learners of classes 11 and 12. Learners, we are doing study skills today, note making, subtitling and summarizing. Learners, we have done the part 1 of this note making in the last session, last episode. We will move on to do another today, and first we will take up a text and make notes out of it. Then we will move on to understand how subtitling is done, and of course, we will move on to do summarizing. Learners, I know that you are all occupied with your subjects physics, chemistry, biology, mathematics, commerce, accountancy, history, political science, many more subjects. But let us also not forget that language is as important as any other subject, and you need to do activities, read and prepare yourself regularly. You should not think that I will do it towards the end and before the examination, that will cost you a lot. So, do it, be consistent and do it. Okay, learners, enough of advice. So, let us move on to take up your text and do make notes. And learners, to do this note making with me is Kriti Gautam, and I am Meghanathan from the Department of Education in Languages NCERT. And of course, learners, you are all with us, and I expect you and I request you to please do the activities as we do, and everything we are going to do and learn. Okay. Come on, Kriti.
Yes, sir.
Let us take a look at the notes we made in the last session. Okay, here are the notes you made in last session along with the learners. So, what are there? What are there in the notes?
So, we tried to make notes and for which we have followed a particular format in which we gave a heading. Then we moved on to the title of the stanza or paragraph, and then their notes related to it, and then subheading, subheadings.
Fine. All right. Before you started making notes, you did something else. What did you? You read the passage,
Read
of course.
the passage,
Without reading, you
yes.
can't do.
Yes,
and
sir.
also, you underlined keywords and important topic sentences.
Yes, sir.
So, learners, you must know when you read something, you must understand what is the main idea and which sentence most likely conveys the topic sentence, then main idea of the text. Then we move on to underline the keywords.
Keywords,
so,
yes, sir.
keywords are important and they are content words through which we understand the text. So, she brought those words as heading, subheading, subheading. This is what we are going to. Come on, let us take up a text today. Which text you are going to do?
So, we are doing a text related to human family.
Okay. So, this is a kind of literary descriptive.
Yes, sir.
Come on, learners, the text appears on your screen, at least one paragraph, and Kriti is going to read out to you, and of course, you should be reading, and it is not reading out to you, you should be reading. Then she will underline the keywords and the important sentences and the chunks of words which will form the notes. Come on, let us do it.
Sure, sir.
At least the first paragraph. It is a big one. Learners, just follow it up, whatever she does. Yeah.
The one spent 2 months taming a small lizard rescued from Bedouin Arabs of the south, till he ate from my hand and knew me. If he was frightened, he would swell himself out to the shape of a miniature balloon and shrink again at the touch and the safety of my hand. He has small, bright, triangular black eyes and would hold his head on one side and look out of them with a pan-like wisdom, gay and remote from ours. And for me alone, when I stroked him, these eyes turned suddenly round in their sockets. This is a strange but, according to books, natural way for lizards to express affection.
This text is about
Lizards.
lizard. Very, very interesting, strange kind of.
Yes, sir.
Please go ahead, go ahead.
The small reptile body had to die unless the sun's rays warmed a blood that runs differently from ours. Yet human qualities of curiosity and courage were strangely vivid within it. He crouched as still and small and flat as he could make himself, under the shadow of a bird, overhead or of an aeroplane which he obviously held to belong on the same species.
It's a good description of the lizard.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
But he was ready to pick up his meal where he left it as soon as the shadow had passed.
Okay.
and to round the garden nibbling at plants he had never known before. As I watched him, I found it pleasant to see these human things, courage, fear, affection, anger tracing back to a pedigree immensely more ancient than ours.
Very good. So, the writer,
Yes,
the
sir.
text says that lizards also as human as we are.
Yes, sir.
Fine. Now, learners, this is the text for you, and in examination you may get much longer a text, maybe 250 words. This may be 150 words or 100 words, but let us pick up this paragraph only from this text. It is an unknown text I picked up from somewhere. Now, it describes a lizard and what else? Its movements and its life.
And the emotions which the lizard is portraying, and they are comparing the lizard's emotions and behaviors to a human.
Fine. So, now what are you going to do?
Sir, I am going to underline the keywords.
Fine, and try to find the topic sentence, the
yes.
main idea.
Yes, sir.
Learners, now Kriti is going to underline the keywords and topic sentences in order to understand the main idea of the paragraph. Come on, go ahead, do it.
Okay, sir.
Do it.
Small lizard rescued Bedouin Arabs of the south, ate from hand, frightened, swell, shape, miniature, balloon, shrink.
Let me stop you a
Yes, sir.
second. You need not underline everything.
Okay,
so
sir.
only keywords.
Okay,
keywords.
sir.
Okay. Keywords which convey the idea. Fine.
Okay,
All
sir.
right. Go ahead.
Touch, small bright, triangular, black eyes, head, pan like wisdom, gay,
Mm-hmm.
stroked eyes, strange.
So the animal is strange. Okay.
Yes, sir. Express affection,
Great.
reptile body,
Mm-hmm.
sun's rays, warmed blood,
Mm-hmm.
human qualities, curiosity, courage,
For
pleasant.
Okay. For 2 lines you don't find anything very important.
Yes, sir.
Great. Great.
Human things, courage, fear, affection, anger tracing, ancient.
Okay. Fine, learners, this is how she has made underlined the keywords of this. Now, you are going to do the rough work for making notes. So, come on, let us move on to do the rough work.
Okay, sir. So, I will start with the heading, para heading, number 1. Lizard rescued. Under this I can write a small lizard
From where?
from Bedouin Arabs of South, ate from hand.
The lizard ate from hand.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Then, sir, secondly, I would write shape. In this, I can say shape of miniature.
Mm-hmm.
Under this, sir, I can give a subheading.
Now, in the rough, you bring the points only.
Okay,
The
sir.
later you decide.
Okay, sir. So, I under a shape of miniature, I will say swell into balloon.
Then
Then I would say, sir, shrink at the touch. Then I would say small,
Mm-hmm.
bright, triangular eyes. Then I would say, sir, emotions like human.
So it was like human.
Yes, sir. So under this, sir, I can write shows affection.
It showed affection
Yes, sir.
like humans.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Then I can write sun rays
Mm-hmm.
warmed the body. Like sometimes we humans sit in the sun in winter and warms ourselves.
Very good. You got all the ideas?
Yes, sir.
Mm.
Thirdly, human qualities.
So it was like human.
Yes, sir.
So you need not bring 2 or more points on one aspect, only one.
Okay, sir.
You may, when you finalize, you may club some other points and to make it as 1 point or one sub point.
Okay, sir.
All right, go ahead.
So under this I can also write, like you said, sub point, curiosity, courage. Then, sir, I can also say fourthly, human aspects in lizard. So, sir, in this I will write that the lizard was courageous.
Emotional.
Yes, sir. Emotional, anger, showed anger, and fifth, ancient. Sir, I finished with the rough work.
Very good. You have done that. Fine. Now you have made 5 points.
Yes, sir.
I am going to ask you why 5 points.
Sir, I made 5 points because I wanted to bring every idea I had into this note.
Very good. Well done. Well done. Now, learners, the idea is the aim is to bring in all the aspects of the text, at least in the rough work, and you may discard some of the ideas in the fair work.
Okay, sir.
At the end of the day, you are going to make notes out of it, not just description in pointers. That is one. Now, the first point, second point, third point, and it nicely moves. Look at it. First point is the narrator rescued a lizard. Then he describes second point, shape. Third point, how it behaved, human emotions. Then I have problem with you can't simply give 1 point, one main point and leave it at that, because
Okay,
any
sir.
main point will have sub point. So, you may club the fifth one, that is ancient, into fourth one.
Okay,
So,
sir.
learners, doing rough work is very important even in examinations. We will discuss it later, why, how you can take time, make time for this in the examination. So, read and do the rough work, that is important. Now, she is moving towards to fair work.
In fair work, I have to make sure that I put points, then I give sub points, and then I also give sub points. I also have to use abbreviations or symbols wherever possible, and I will give a heading also at the end.
Very good. That you are giving at the end, learners can give before also.
Yes, sir. Yes,
All
sir.
right. Fine, fine.
So, I will begin with note making. So, point number 1 would be lizard rescued. Under this main point, I will give a sub point, a small lizard, Another subpoint 1.2, rescued from Bedouin Arabs of the South. And the third subpoint, ate from hand. So the lizard was eating from the narrator's hand. Then my
narrator's hand or lizard's hand?
So the lizard was eating from the narrator's hand.
Okay, all right.
Yes, sir.
I was thinking when I read first, it was the lizard itself is eating from itself.
Okay, sir.
All right, fine. You got the point.
Second point, shape. In this, I will make a subpoint. A shape of miniature. I will give a subpoint under this, 2.1.1, swell into balloon. Then second subpoint, shrink at the touch. And third subpoint, small, bright, triangular eyes. Then third point, emotions like human. Under this, I will make a subpoint, shows affection. (3.2) Another subpoint, sun's rays warm the body. And then I will move on to the fourth and the last point, that is human aspects in lizard. So I will write down that the human aspects in this lizard were that the lizard was courageous like human, it was emotional, then showed anger like humans, and then I will also say that it was curious and ancient.
So like ancient human being.
Yes, sir.
Okay, through the process of evolution.
Yes, sir.
All right.
So lastly, I will also give the heading. So to this note making, the heading I will give is Bedouin lizards.
Okay. So if I have to ask you to give another title,
Yes, sir.
what will you give?
Sir,
It talks about human aspects, you know.
Yes, sir.
So what will you give?
Sir, I can also give lizards like humans.
So lizards, the humans.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
fine. All right. Anything, learners? The idea is the suitable heading.
Sir, I have finished the final.
Fair
Note,
note.
fair
Okay, all right.
note
Well
making.
done. So let me appreciate you. So
Thank
well
you,
done.
sir.
Very good. Well done. Learners, this is how CS made the notes. So we hope and we believe that you also have done the same way or your own way, but given the format and the ideas to be brought in. Now, do you think that all the points of the first paragraph of the text about lizard you have brought in?
Sir, I missed one thing. Sir, in the first point, lizard rescued, I have mentioned the narrator, so I will write lizard rescued by narrator.
By the narrator, or since the text is in first person narration, by me.
Okay, sir.
All right. Learners, you should not change the main idea and the tone of the passage
Okay, sir.
text. You are not reporting it, you are only making notes out of it in order to understand.
Okay,
so, that is
sir.
well done. From that point of view, I think your notes is very well done.
Thank
now,
you, sir.
Now, let us take a look at two things.
Okay,
One
sir.
is, learners, you should learn, and of course, you must have known, you must have learnt how to subtitle a title and subtitling a note. All right. So, in that case, let us look at the first one and you read the first main point.
Sure, sir. Lizard rescued by narrator.
Okay, that is the major idea of the first part of the text,
Yes, sir.
the passage. Then let us go into the sub points.
A small lizard.
Okay. Then second sub point.
Bidyon Arabs of the South.
Then
Ate from hand.
okay. Look at, learners, the main point, the narrator rescued the lizard, a strange animal, what's that, reptile we call it.
Yes, sir.
So, they must have known because they must have studied science from class 9, 10, many years. Then the narrator moves on to describe its physical structure.
Yes, sir.
So, Kriti has rightly chosen one major point, that is how the lizard looks like. Fine. All right, very good. Now, let us draw the attention of learners to one important aspect of note making. Making a note is main point, sub point, sub point. You can see it on the screen how she has done it. So, let us look at the second main point. Why and how did you choose this?
Sir, because the shape of the lizard was described in
from
various ways in the passage. So, from that I make out that I should write shape as a heading.
Second point.
Second point, sorry,
So,
sir.
second main point.
Yes, sir.
Then second main point, sub point is a shape of a miniature, what? It look like a miniature triangle or something,
Yes, yes, sir. Sir, a shape of a miniature swell into balloon.
no? It can swell into balloon.
Yes,
So,
sir.
balloon you have drawn
Yes,
the
sir.
balloon, very good,
Yes,
very good.
sir.
And like that. Then look at the 2 point, the third point into, that is 2.3, read it out.
Small bright triangular eyes.
And so, triangular eyes, you have made a symbol.
Yes,
So, learners, either symbol or abbreviation, at least 3 to 4 you have to use it, and she has used it very well. Now look at the third, let us move on to third point. What have you written?
Emotions like human.
Okay, and now the writer takes the reader from describing the physical structure to its emotions, something the next point. So, you have taken that. So, 3.1 is
Shows affection. And the second point, 3.2, sun's rays warmed the body.
the lizard basked under the sun to warm up the body, the way
yes, sir.
humans do.
Yes, sir.
Then fourth point,
Human aspects in lizard.
okay, go ahead. 4.1,
Courageous. 4.2, emotional. 4.3, showed anger. And 4.4, curious and ancient.
okay, I am going to ask you whether we can make some changes in the 4 sub points of the fourth main point. Look at it, courageous, emotional, showed anger. If I were to write, I may club this.
Yes, sir, we can do that.
So, courageous, emotional and showed anger. This all coming under human emotions. Then the last one, curious and ancient, may be separate point.
Okay,
So,
sir.
this is my suggestion, it is fine otherwise. Well done. Learners, now look at the screen how to title and subtitle it. Before we move on to do that, you have given a heading also.
Yes, sir.
What is that?
Bidyon lizards.
Okay. So, why did you give?
Sir, because in this passage, the description was about Bidyon lizards and how they are similar like humans with the emotional aspects and the human aspects in the lizards.
All right. Let me ask you a question, maybe some what's a mischievous question. The writer wants to convey us he found a lizard and it behaved like human and more of human than a kind of creeper what's it? Animal. So, can we think of bringing that aspect into the heading?
Yes, sir, we can make some changes in the heading.
How? Lizard the human lizard like human. So, anything.
Okay.
So, heading has to convey the actual message of the passage. So, I would give full marks to you,
Thank
but
you,
however,
sir.
we can make the headings attractive. Fine learners, and thank you Kriti again.
Thank you so
now,
much, sir.
we also have to tell the learners how to give main points, titling and subtitling. So, it appears on your screen one main point, one sub point, one sub point, still you have another sub point, one sub point, then 2 main point 2, then 2.1 sub point of main point 2. So, like that it goes on, you can see the structure and you may follow any format, but you have to structure it main point, sub point, sub point, that is what. All right, Kriti,
Yes, sir.
you believe that learners have understood note making?
Definitely, sir.
I have understood.
I do believe that.
Okay, I have understood because you have really demonstrated it.
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, another important thing is using the abbreviations. Now, in examination, I am a student of class 12, 11. I am asking you a question, you have to clarify me.
Okay, sir.
You have done rough work
Yes, sir.
and then went on to make the fair work,
Yes, sir.
and that is the final one. So, will I get this much time in examination?
No, sir, we have to directly move on with the
No,
fair work.
no. That is what my point. You please do the rough work, but quickly you do it.
Okay.
And in
okay,
English,
sir.
English language examination particularly, no child so far complained that time is short. They may have said in sometimes in physics, chemistry, mathematics, but not in English. So, you have ample time, 3 hours time, and nowadays they are giving some
Reading time as
reading
well.
time for what is it?
Reading the question paper.
15 minutes.
15
so,
minutes,
in a way
yes,
you are
sir.
getting 3 hours 15 minutes. No examination on earth is beyond 3 hours. So, thanks to the boards now they are giving 15 minutes extra. So, you read the text, reading comprehension text and this text twice in this 15 minutes, then move on to do other things. So, it is important to do rough work, not only now,
Okay.
whenever you write something in life academically for any representation, you do the rough work and think it, then you start writing.
Okay, sir.
All right. So, let us close it by thanking you as well as the learners, but let me give them 2 assignments. Take up any text from newspaper, particularly editorial page, that main page, some article or even the editorial itself, then move on to do read twice, thrice, then do the rough work, then the fair work and show to your teachers, your peers. You can send to us also, we will give you feedback. This is how note making is done. So, let me thank you Kriti again
Thank you so much, sir.
for having participated actively and and have done the activities, and let me thank the learners for their active participation, and we hope that we have learned something today. We will meet you in the 3rd episode of Study Skills Note Making, in which we are going to learn how to summarize the notes made. That is important aspect, because the 8 marks question, let us also talk about marks, the number also matters. 5 marks for note making, I think 3 marks for summarizing. So, summarizing we will see in the next episode. Till then, thank you very much, take care.